Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another day on the Daddy Patties podcast. So, before we start today's review on what a movie that I had on my mind, um, I'm just wanna encourage you guys just real quick to go ahead and read Thomas Jefferson, The Art of Power. I think it's by John McCam. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's by him. Anyway, it's a great book so far. It's one of the books that I'm reading chapter per day. I recommend you guys pick up this book for you guys to learn your history. Another thing that I want to recommend was, of course, pick up your Bible and read it. This one is specifically the ESV Student Study Bible. So, without anything further to do, let's get into this. So, the film, man, this movie that I saw in the movie theaters, right? I saw it for my birthday on January 30th when the movie released. Obviously, it released on the 29th, but the trailer said it releasing only theaters on the 30th. So, anyway, so man, and I still think about this movie. Like I've been thinking about on a daily basis. I'm still thinking about, by the way. The movie in question is Ironlund, and it was made by Markiplier, and he worked very closely with the game creator of the Ironlund video game, which is based off the video game of the same name. And I just want to say the movie, at least for me personally, it's a very like slow burn type of movie, so it's like very slow paced, especially the first act. The film is definitely not for everyone because it's, I mean, it's very slow paced. It's very, I mean, I don't know. I don't it is very uh slow paced and everything. Um I'm just gonna say this right now. Just in case if I do spoil the movie, spoils. If you want to click off this video right now, it spoils for this movie. And also the game being as they're very similar with only like two differences, and that's it. So, spoils. Click off the video right now if you don't want to hear any. So, alright. I'm gonna be talking about now. So click off the video now if you don't want to get spoiled. But anyway, so okay, what were my expectations before I saw the movie? So I saw the trailer. I was extremely hyped for this movie. Okay, Markiplier was probably like one of my top YouTubers, top five. Um, Obviously, I've been watching him since I was a kid. I've been watching him since the Five at Freddy's video game kicked off. That's when I really started following like two other YouTubers like Corey X Kenshin and Markiplier. I loved Markiplier ever since. He's one of my favorite YouTubers out there. And when I heard that when he released the trailer for Ironlund, I was pretty excited. But I was also worried about something that it was gonna be. Wait, hold up. You boys gotta get it out. You boys gotta get it out. I was worried that it was gonna turn into so very similar to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, where it was gonna be well, it was gonna be like goofy and like serious at like the same time. I will be talking about this movie at some point. Don't get wrong, I am gonna be talking about this movie at some point. Give you my honest thoughts on it, what I thought. But um, the thing is I was honestly scared about that. I was scared that the movie wasn't gonna really focus on the game, but I was afraid that the movie was more than likely to focus on. Here's what I was afraid the movie was gonna be. I thought the movie was gonna be extremely serious and dark at some moments, like the trailer showed all those moments. But I was also afraid that he was gonna either have like a meme in there from, memes that were made of him or like references to his YouTube channel. I was actually extremely worried about that. Another thing that I was worried about was I was afraid that it was gonna be like goofy, like a goofy nature to it. That was my expectations were like this movie was gonna be decent, like a 5 out of 10 decent. Like I went to go watch it for my birthday, like I said. So I invited 5 people. So we rented out like the six very back seats. The seats are like more elevated. I rented out those 6 seats in like the middle, and we all sat in that middle. And we were just sitting there like the movie theater. Um, I went to the bathroom, before the movie hit. The first, like the very first scene of that movie hit so hard for me to really get the idea of what we're about to go through in this movie. When it was talking about the rapture and how the human race is going to extinct, I was just like, listen, this first scene from the movie, I knew this movie was gonna be heat. It was gonna be something special, something that Markiplier had a lot of passion built into it. Man, and while I was watching the movie, listen, I don't think I've seen a slow burner movie in my life, honestly. I could have, and I just don't remember. But I don't remember watching a movie this slow paced. I love it. I love the extreme slow burn of that movie. The constant dread, the eeriness of not knowing what's happening outside the submarine, which if you don't know is called the Lun. Getting to know the convict, Simon. Dude, this movie was it's probably my number one favorite movie of all time. I loved every second of that movie. The camera work. Listen, this movie takes place in only in one place, which is that submarine, and the submarine isn't that big. If you played the game or saw the movie, you would know the submarine isn't that big. It's small, and somehow, the cinematography did something new with it. With each scene, like each like camera work felt fresh. Somehow, with extremely small containment, he somehow made that so fresh with each camera work. The cinematography in that film is top notch. The man, I'm telling you, the acting I thought was extremely good. Like, okay, when like the submarine like goes back up to get that arm attached to it so that way he can ram it and get that like the fossil, like the skeleton. um Dude, okay, I need to slow down here. I'm getting too excited. Okay, I need to slow down here. So, when like the submarine like goes back up and like this woman is talking to Simon, through like the window. I thought I thought she was a great actor. Her acting was just spot on, especially throughout the movie. Markiplier's acting was, of course, top notch. I thought he did a really good job. And the guy who was like attaching like the arm and like looked up at Markiplier, like a disgusted look, being as he radiated all three of those people in that facility. Because he didn't know that the camera was like X-ray, was like an X-ray. Because obviously you can't something science thing. So that was apparently Jacksepticeye, the guy with the beard, and he rode on that arm. That was Jacksepticeye, and I didn't even realize that was Jacksepticeye at that time. Anyway, but so what? And another thing that I just thought the movie was just so heat, and when they lowered down the submarine, Markiplier goes like full force with the submarine, hits the fossil, and then his submarine goes like eight crap. Like this frog thing, okay? Literally like got the submarine. Like when he rammed it, it like hooked onto the submarine and like slammed it and stuff. And seeing how like the submarine was like shaking and stuff, I thought was just such a cool scene, honestly. Um, and then like the entire dude, the thing, and then like we're seeing and then like now like the submarine is like completely like shut down, like it's like pitch dark. The submarine's like like shut down. Markiplier fixes it with the I think it was like a some type of like generator or something. I'm not a mechanic anyway. Um, turns back on, and he was going through each point. He was always doing that in like the beginning, but now it was really getting into like a routine where he knew what he was like doing. He was like marking each spot where he went, took pictures of it with his submarine, and then I thought that was just kind of cool to see like that gameplay element from the game itself. And then man, what I thought this movie also peaked in was when he started getting that mental breakdown. The mental breakdown that he was getting, I thought was just so good. Like the switch between what was in his head to what was actually real was just so cool. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And the entire way how they did the like that, so there was like this speaker thing where the lady talked to Markiplier from. I just thought that was just so sick how they did that. If you saw the movie, I loved how they did that. Where she was just so like screaming at like Markiplier, telling him all this is for the cause of humankind and how you are the person that's gonna be this and this and that. I just thought that was just so sick. And then there was just some one part where Markiplier finds the SMA submarine that crashed that had that very important like scientist in it because they're trying to like discover stuff there. And when Markiplier found that, he was like, wait, you like only in like the movie he found that. And then when the lady started like talking about I think some type of like submarine, Markiplier was like, wait, you're talking about the SMA, right? And she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they start like getting like to side, you start getting hope, like, hey, like maybe Marco will actually make it out because this lady said if you can find that submarine for us, hey, you know what? Real good. Like I'm gonna come down there rescue you down there myself. So Makaba was like, okay, great. So he tries to start like looking for it, and of course he gets the password for the computer, which I thought was just a cool touch that like the computer thing. And I love how when he was messing with like the computer trying to figure out the password, he starts acting like human with it. Honestly, man, like Simon the character in that movie is just so relatable in that situation. Like he was freaking out in like he was freaking out because not knowing what was happening. Honestly, the humanizing Simon I think really helped this movie too because honestly man I relate on him with on so many levels, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like if I was in that situation I'll probably act worse than him, but still. Um, man, like, and okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was this movie broke a world record for the most blood ever used in a movie. Of course, fake blood, obviously, or else it would have been illegal. Um, was 80. So, why did I always say the number? Okay, it's 80,000 gallons of blood that they used for the film. Right? And when that blood. Listen, I don't get shocked anymore in media. Okay, it's been a very long time since something has shocked me. I think the last time something has shocked me was with Frankenstein's Army. We're gonna cover that movie by the way because that movie's heat. Anyway, but man, when that blood started rising up in the submarine, like rising up like at the end, and then when like Markiplier was like started getting like his hand, like the vine started like reaching down like his hands, like these blood vine things. His arm got ripped off, man, and then that blood just kept on rising. I was shocked. Like my face was like, no joke, that was my face. I was shocked. Like I was like, holy crap! Like this is a lot of blood. you know, and I've seen movies with tons of blood in it. In fact, the film that they beat the world record from was 70,000 gallons of fake blood, and that was Evil Dead, the 2013 remake. I don't consider a remake, but once we talk about the Evil Dead franchise, we'll get to that point, okay? So, um, honestly, the blood shocked me to my core. When that blood started rising up, my whole time my face was shocked. My eyes were like wide open, dude. My mouth was open. I was shocked to my core. I mean, blood. I mean, it makes sense because like the submarine started um, like getting like destroyed and stuff because of like the monster in the blood ocean. But dude, and of course, the blood from the blood ocean start like getting into the thing, which I think we're gonna get to that in a moment. But the way that the film ended with this dread and hopelessness for the world. Listen, okay, what did this is what let me talk about the pros and cons of this movie, okay? The pros of this movie, I thought the acting was great. Obviously, Markiplier has a gift in it. Number two, I thought the cinematography was perfect in that film. Somehow added something new every scene, and I loved it. Number three, I personally love the extreme slow burn of it. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like that slow burn type of movie, but I love the slow burn movies. I love them. I think this was the first one that I have seen, and I loved it. I loved the slow burnness of it. I hope I hope that I get to see more movies like that. My first thought when it came to like slow burn movies was like maybe the other one would be the Blair Witch Project. I haven't watched that yet. I might in the future because there was another movie that got me into found footage film. I've been meaning to watch more found footage films. I only saw that one, which we'll be talking about in the future. So anyway, but but so I thought the cinematography was great. The slow burnness, the pacing of it was perfect. At least in my opinion. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like that slow burn type of movie, but I loved the slow burnness of it. I wish more movies could go down that route, and I would definitely talk about that when I'm discussing Finance at Freddy's. Um, I love that slow burn pacing of it. It's perfect, at least in my opinion. I thought the plot was fantastic. It leaves a lot in question, which I prefer in movies. Obviously, it depends on the movie. Like, if it's a superhero movie, I want things to be a little bit more explained to me, right? But if it's a movie like Island, where it's like a more horror type of film, I'd rather let things be into question rather than answered. So that way us, the audience, can make up whatever we think we believe, which I love. I love that leaves a lot that leads to questions. I love that, and we had to figure that out for ourselves, and I love that so much. Let me tell you, I love that so much. Um, Another thing about that film that I thought was extremely good, the setting of the film, they did a fantastic job with how they did the setting of the film. With the that goes on with the pacing and the cinematography, I think did great. Honestly, dude, what are the cons of it? Like, what are the cons? Okay, what are the cons? Um, I'm trying to think because I honestly don't see much wrong with this movie because it matched with the game perfectly. It honestly did everything flawlessly. Um, I felt like you know what? No cons for this film. That's how perfect it was, at least in my opinion. I know everyone's opinion is different, but it was perfect in my opinion. It's a masterpiece, a Shakespeare piece, mind you, okay? This movie was peak, peak on top of Mount Everest, my friend. So, and out of a 10, what would I rate on Lun? Um, Honestly, bro, since it is my number one movie ever made, it is a peak 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Okay? Nothing can beat this movie. I'm sorry. I don't care how good another movie is. Nothing is beating this movie, okay? It is simple as that. I recommend that you go watch this movie, especially if you love slow burn movies. If you like horror, you know, some thriller. If you like thriller in your movies, either if you like thriller, sci-fi, or horror, I think there's a mixture for those three people that love those genres in this movie that they will definitely enjoy. If you played Ireland and you loved it, definitely go check it out. If you are a Markiplier fan, definitely go check it out. If you're a fan of more slow burn movies, definitely go check it out. If you're a fan of horror, sci-fi, or thrillers, definitely go check it out. I don't know if it's even in theaters anymore. I don't think so, being as it's been almost a month now. We're on the 26th as we of recording this of February. So anyway, I just want to talk about it. I thought the film was perfect. I loved it. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments. Um, you know, enjoy your life. God bless your lives. I love you. God loves you. Um, yeah, I mean, seriously, go check out that movie if you can. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's in the theaters anymore, but I know it is getting a physical release. Markiplier has confirmed it. 4K, by the way, 4K. If you guys don't know, here let me show you guys this really quick. If you guys don't know, in recent years I've been collecting 4K box sets, 4K steelbooks. Okay. And this is just, I don't know if you guys, yeah, you guys can see that a little bit. These are my 4K steelbooks right here in these cubbies. And then my 4K boxes, not all these are in here. Some of them are in the living room because me and my dad need to watch them. But these are my 4K box sets. So of course you got the Christopher Reeve Superman, the Tim Burton Batman, The Dark Knight, and then the Penguin TV show in 4K. Listen, I've been collecting 4Ks in recent years, and when that movie comes out in 4K, you know your boy is getting it. Day one, getting it. Okay, day one. And heck, if you guys want to see my entire collection of both movies and video games and TV shows, also let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any ideas or suggestions of what I should review first or talk about next. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new around here, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on those notifications so I can get notified whenever a video is released. Also share this video so that way more people can see my videos, for it help me out a ton. I love you all. God loves you all. God bless you all. See you guys next week.